Hi everyone, today I want to show you how to make this really pretty and simple watercolor card. The star of the card are these little hearts that are made by tracing a framelit. I got this idea from my daughter who is in second grade, and she brought home this really cute little art project from school, and I thought it was really sweet, and she said that they traced paper hearts to make the background. And I did a version like this where I made little patterns on the hearts and watercolored it, and it was really fun. Here's that card. And then as I was doing that, I thought it might be fun to overlap the hearts as well and then get the different tones of color that you can get through overlapping watercolor. So I did that version as well. So I want to show you how to paint that version. It's a little trickier than you might think. First, I just started out with this framelit heart. The nice thing about the Sweet and Sassy framelits is that they come in a huge size variety, even this really curvy heart and more standard hearts as well. It's really fun. If you don't have those though, you can also use a heart punch and punch out a heart in some cardstock and trace that. Or you can do like my daughter's class did and just make your own heart and trace it. So I started by just simply making some hearts on some watercolor paper. I'm using a really thin Sharpie marker. There are other types of waterproof markers out there. This is what I happen to have on my desk, and it was something that I knew was readily available for anyone, and so I thought I would use that for this project. Okay, so I just traced, you can do as many hearts as you want here. I did 6. Next thing I needed to do was find some color families, and I decided to go with the subtle family, and I used the So Saffron, Pear Pizzazz, Wisteria Wonder, Pool Party, Flirty Flamingo, and Pink Pirouette. Those are the colors I'm going to be using, and I'm going to start with the lightest first. I'm also using an Aqua painter. These come in a set of 2, and you get one with a thin tip and one with a little bit thicker. We're going to go with a thinner tip today, and you want the brush to not be really wet for this particular project. I'm going to start with the So Saffron. I squeeze the pad together to get a little bit of ink into the lid of the stamp pad, and then you're just going to go ahead and use your Aqua painter to apply color. Now you don't want this to be super wet because we do want our colors to blend, but we don't want them to bleed. And I want the colors that are in the areas without an overlap to be true. And so that's where I want to start. I want those to have the most intense color. Now you might be saying, why didn't I just do the whole heart? And there's a couple of reasons for this. 2 basic reasons. One is that when there's this overlap, I do want them to overlap, and I do want those different color changes. I do want the color, but I don't want muddy colors, and I want them to be soft. So I'm going to not put as intense of a color in the other area of the heart. So I'm going to be a little less generous with the ink there. Another reason is water does want to run, and it does want to bleed, and if I kind of go along with the lines of the heart, it's going to help. There might be a little dry paper in between that's going to help build a little barrier for that to not bleed through. So I'm not going to do the heart right next to it next. I'm going to go over here because I want to let this dry a little bit. Okay, so this is Pink Pirouette, and I'm going to use it down here in the corner. Pink Pirouette is very pale. I put it on in a couple layers. I'll let that dry and then go over here. You don't have to be as careful about the lightness of this one because this ink is very light. With all these overlapping hearts, it's a little easy to get confused as to what heart goes with what, so you just watch where you paint. Okay. Now again, I want that to really be pink, so let that dry for just a second, and I'm going to add a little more intense color in the non-overlapping area. There. Okay, let's see how that yellow is drying. You can kind of see a shine on the water if it's not dry, and I'm going to go ahead and do the Pear Pizzazz. Squeeze and open. Nice thing about these blender pens is you can kind of just rinse them right there on your paper. You can see I've done that quite a bit today. I kind of put my finger on it every once in a while just to see how wet it really is. Okay, now on to the Pear Pizzazz. Again, sometimes you want your watercolor to bleed, and I'm going with a relatively dry, it's not super wet. You're not going to get any pools of color. There we go. Alright, now our first overlapped one. See how I went lighter here? I let my brush get rid of some of the color there, and then this little area I went lighter. Okay, so now we're going to go on top, and we're just going to carefully add a thin layer of the Pear Pizzazz on top of the So Saffron. Okay, so you do have that green on top. You can see that it's different, but it's not muddy. Okay, let's go over here to the Wisteria Wonder. Squeeze. Squeeze again. Okay. All right. The brush tip on this is actually, it's really nice. You can get into these tight corners easier than you might think. Okay, now we're gonna squeeze again. The Wisteria Wonder. I might need to add some more ink to this one. Okay, there we go. And now we're going to go over this Pink Pirouette. Now I picked up some more color, and I'm afraid it might be too dark, so I'm going to just add it over here first. And then I'm going to go ahead and go on top of the Pink Pirouette, just to make sure it's not too dark. You can blend in your edges there. Okay. So that is Wisteria Wonder, and we just have 2 more colors to go. This is Pool Party. Okay. I'm going to start in the unoverlapped area first for the most intense color. and we just did the Wisteria Wonder, so I'm going to concentrate on this side. First I'll do this area that's not yet colored. And again, I'm going lighter than I did. Oops, maybe not quite there. Let's see if I can spread that out. Okay. And then we're going to go on top of this So Saffron. And we're going to go on top of this Pink Pirouette. I'm losing my place. What color it needs to be. Now let's see if that Wisteria is dry enough. It is. Go on top of that. And right here. There. All those little different shades of, this is getting different shades of purples. Over here we're getting some more greens. One more to go. You know, I think I said Flirty Flamingo when I grabbed Flirty Flamingo, but what I really meant was Calypso Coral. I was kind of sticking with the color family. Okay. Let's see what areas look driest to start. I'm kind of blowing on it for a second. I think I can go over this Pink Pirouette. And this little corner there. And again, we're not adding a lot of water. We are trying to work slightly dry. We're not pushing too hard in little strokes. We don't want it to go, the water to go flying everywhere. Sometimes you do. This just isn't one of those times. I'm gonna get a little true color right in that corner. There. And we're all set. So it's really quite simple, and it's really a pretty effect. All I did to finish the card was put it on a Pink Pirouette base. I added a Love You stamp from Baby Bear and some Pink Pirouette Baker's Twine just to finish it off. I think it's really sweet. I think it's a simple card, but it's handmade, and I think it's really nice, and whoever gets it will enjoy it. I hope that you will check out my other video on how I made this one with the patterns, if you didn't see that. And I did have another one to show. Let's see, where did it go? Butterflies. Same idea. Not as much overlap. I thought this would be a little simpler if you wanted to try that. It's a little bit less overlapping, so less color changes. As that's drying, those colors are looking really pretty. I'm going to bring it back over so you can see. You can check out my blog at www.bethspapercuts.com, and you can find all kinds of products like the wonderful Aqua Painter. I'd love to be your demonstrator if you don't already have one. You can purchase right from my blog as well, and I have a frequent buyer program. There's a downloadable tracking sheet to help you track your purchases, and I always give a hand-stamped card with every online order. During Celebration, I'm actually sending out 5. So if you have any questions about any of Stampin' Up's products, please contact me. I'm happy to help. Thanks for watching. Oh, I almost forgot this balloon one. So I had to come back and do this balloon one. Here I just added little tails to the balloon. Love is in the Air is from the Lift Me Up stamp set. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.